Peter Eliades with you, Stock Market Cycles Update. This is Tuesday, March 24th. Some interesting things happening. We're going to show them to you. First of all, this is one of the more important charts projection-wise because it's the NDX, and it has generated significantly lower projections, down to between 53.84.93 and 61.66.97. There are lower ones even than that. These are nominal 40-week projections. So what we have on here, the red and the blue lines, are the equivalent of 20-week offsets. 96.8 should be the red one, and 110.6 the blue one. These are the approximations, not the exact ones, but very close to them. So you can get an idea here where we have to go. This was a really big rally today. We're talking about an 8% rally for the day. And in order to start thinking about invalidating the downsides, you'd have to get up around the 8,000 level for preliminary invalidations and above around 8,300 for a complete invalidation of these downside projections. Not impossible with the kind of volatility we've seen, but that's a significant and dramatic further move to the upside. So I wanted to show you that one to begin with, and also I'll show you the very short term on the NASDAQ 100. This is a 3.5 to 4 day offset. Here's the interesting thing. Projection was met on a closing price basis. This green box is the closing price projection. And it was met today. We got right inside that projection box. So the argument could be made there that it's another one-day wonder and you could turn around to the downside again. When this projection is met, we need to look at the next longer one to see if anything further was met or given and confirmed. And here we have it. The blue line, which is actually the longer of the two. This is 3.5 to 4, and actually the way we represented it here, these are 3 and 4 days. So if you can imagine moving the blue one, actually the red one's the shorter one, so we can't, I was going to say move that over half a day. Anyway, you can see that we're not above both of these lines, so there has been no projection generated here, and so as it just looking at this projection-wise on a closing price basis, an upside projection has been met, and a further one has not been confirmed, although it appears as though a preliminary one has been given. The picture with the other 2 or 3 indexes is a little different, and we're going to look at them now. Let's take a look at the one I claim to be probably the most consistently accurate, and that's the New York Composite Index, and take a look at those projections and what they might be telling us about the short term. Okay, this is the really shortest term one here. We didn't used to do these, this offset right here. You can see the very first one on the top left. And this is what it looks like. And that projection, it looks like it's been met. Let's take a look at the exact numbers. 96, 54, 45. And we closed today at 96, 58, 32. So there was a full meeting of that very short term. These offsets are 1.75 to 2 days, and that would be for a nominal 5-day projection. Don't too often do those, but in this kind of volatility, sometimes it pays off to do that. This is the very next longer one. Now, here's the thing. These are 3.5 to 4 day offsets, and as you can see, we have crossed above both of the offset lines. These are exact, by the way. This red line is 3.5 days over. The light blue line crossed above that. The dark blue line is 4 trading days forward, and the light blue line crossed above that, thereby giving this projection, 99.91.66 to 10.229. So what do we do after that? That's correct. I heard someone out there say it. You go to the next longer projection and see what that says. Well, here's the box I put in. Here's the projection box. that's been moved into the next longer term offset. You could actually get up to this projection tomorrow, somewhere in that box, and not confirm a higher projection. Should we be there 2 days from now, well, even then it would be close, because you see this little red line here. If you get to the upper side of this projection 2 days out, then you've got yourself an even higher projection. But we could get into this projection box tomorrow at the close, that would be right in here somewhere, and not confirm a higher projection. So that's the New York Composite Index. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Okay, here's the S&P 500, and you have much of the same picture here. This is the very shortest term offset, and it has been met. This is 175 to 2-day offset. And we've in the projection box today. The projection calls for 2432 and change to 2467 and change. Closed today at 2447.33 in the projection window. So now you go out to the next longer term offset, and as you can see, here's the light blue line right here. This shows us that we indeed did get a confirmation of a higher projection, and this is what that one calls for. 2558.80, 2596.65, if you want to write that down. This is for the S&P closing price projection. So now we want to take this projection and put it on the next longer term chart. And that's exactly what we've done. And here it is. So again, be aware, we can get up to this projection window tomorrow, close inside here, and not confirm even higher projections. Another day beyond that, and you get into this window, and by then, higher projections will also have been confirmed, because you'll be above both of these offset lines. So that's basically where we stand. I guess we can show you the Dow too. So you can see the Dow right here in the top left. We have to wait for this chart on the bottom right to build before we can expand the chart. But as you can see by taking a look at it, it looks like we got right inside that projection window, maybe surpassed it by a little bit. Let's take a look at it on a closer basis. So, wow, isn't that interesting? This projection calls for a high end of 2674.04. Today's close 2704.91. So it got just above the upper window of that projection. Let's look at the next longer one and see what we see there. Now we have an upside projection outstanding that has not been reached, calling for 21,205 and change to 21,819. So we have to put that rectangle on the next longer offset, and that shows us, again, the same situation. If we reach those projections tomorrow within this box, we can get up, meet the projection, and not confirm a higher projection. One more day out, and you will not only have met this projection, you'll be confirming an even higher one. So this, again, is an exciting aspect of the projection software. When the short-term tide turns, you just start following these closing price projections, and they should give you a really good idea as to what's going on and what the potential is. As you can see now, the potential is to the upside. Now, the market is so volatile that you can't necessarily depend on these very short-term projections, but they're the best guidance that we have, and I would claim better than anything else you might be looking at, okay? So that's where we stand. We'll be doing another update tomorrow. Tomorrow's information should be very important. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Haven't subscribed yet? Bottom right of the screen, click on the little red banner. Put your email address in. After you click on the bell, you'll be notified of all the updates. Thanks for watching.